You can go to bulldogspost.com and the Highland County Press and the News Journal. You can find some of these articles that I've written. But I recently wrote an article about being an observer or a doer. And it was funny because last night I saw Hewlett-Packard had a commercial and it said, thinkers are great, but doers get the job done. And I thought, they copied my slogan. But anyway, here's my point that I made in this article, and I invite you to read it, is that action is what's important. Action gets things done. But you know what? There's a time and a place for being a thinker, and there's a time and a place for sharpening the saw. That's a expression that I think Stephen Covey has used. And I know my dad, for example, has this routine where every night he goes out and takes a walk, and he's 81 years old, and he takes a walk and he clears his mind and he thinks. When I drive to and from this radio station, which is a 45-minute drive, I think a lot. And it's important to have time just to think. But it's very important that you sharpen your saw. For example, by preparing for this radio show, studying the newspapers, reading all the things that I read on the internet, reading everything that I read in the newspaper, reading books about great historical figures, paying attention to what's going on, you start accumulating in your mind knowledge which you can put into action. And it's really important. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a lawyer that does domestic relations, you got to stay up on top of new laws. You have to read the cases that it applies to. If you're in the computer field, you have to stay up on whatever your industry is. You know what I'm talking about because if you're watching this video, you're probably somebody who's already doing that. So in addition to your physical health, in addition to your spiritual health, you have to sharpen that saw with intellect, through studying, through reading, through paying attention. And what happens is the accumulated knowledge. As I'm sitting here right now, and I joke, but it's true, why I would be a great president is I feel like the combination of what I've learned, what I've studied, what I've experienced, what I've observed, what my life experiences have been, the accumulated effect of all of that gives you wisdom. You just don't wake up one day and are wise. It's that accumulation of what you study, what you observe, what you experience, and what you learn that gives you wisdom. Am I perfect? Hell no. Because sometimes we do things that we know we shouldn't do. But we do them anyway because all of the passion and instincts that you do. For example, you know that maybe you shouldn't yell at somebody because that's not wise, but you do it anyway because the passion that comes out. But the bottom line is on balance, the way to get wisdom is through observing, thinking, experience, and doing. And you shouldn't neglect any facet of it all because all of it comes together. Life advice from the Bulldog. Remember, every dog has its day. I hope tomorrow is yours.